Live chat is an incredibly important service for survivors looking for information and support. It's one of the only digital services available to women who are experiencing domestic abuse. Our experience of running the live chat has been challenging but incredibly rewarding, and we can hear that from the women who use that service in terms of how important that is. As we've seen from running the service now for a period of months, it's often the first step that women can take to seek information and support. The staff that work on live chat are incredibly experienced and qualified and incredibly dedicated to the work that we do. Survivors using the service come in all different age ranges and backgrounds and ethnicity. It's been quite a surprise over the period of the 3 months that we've been running this service. It's been a real surprise actually who is accessing that service. The response we receive are forever grateful, and also the feedback that we've been receiving from survivors is their only wish is that it would be open for longer. The reason why we can't extend the opening hours is we just haven't got the funds available to resource it. I'm concerned if we don't receive further funding for that service that the service will go, and that would be an absolute tragedy because we know that there's a high demand for the service and a great need. If someone is considering donating to the live chat, they would be helping hundreds and thousands of other women being able to access information support that they desperately need.
Hello, thank you so much for joining me for working out today. As you know, we're going to be supporting two amazing charities, which is going to be Women's Aid and Respect, who do awesome work for those victims and survivors of domestic abuse. So all of your donations really do help every day to support those men, women and children that are affected by domestic abuse. The link is going to be in the description, I believe, to donate, or somewhere it's going to be available for you to donate whenever and whatever you can. So today we're going to be doing a full body strength workout using just our body weight, so we don't need any equipment. If you've got a mat, go and grab that. If not, just make sure you're on a fairly soft surface, so you can do it on grass, carpet, whichever is good for you. Throughout the workout I'll be modifying some of the exercises for all abilities, so there should be something for everyone there. Go at your own pace and take extra rests if you do need to. Listen to your body. If something feels uncomfortable or painful, just don't do it or modify it. And similar goes to any injuries. So if you have any injuries, you can modify the exercises or just skip anything out that makes you feel uncomfortable, okay? We are going to be focusing on nice form and good technique today. So as opposed to speed, we're going to be focusing on nice technique. But I want you to challenge yourself, but stop if you need to. Okay, so the main thing is that we're here, we're moving our bodies, we're feeling good, and we're donating to some amazing causes. So let's get started. Right, to start off with a warm-up, we're going to be doing some jogging on the spot. So we can go fairly high with the knees if you want to, or if it's more comfortable for you, just keep it into a smaller movement. Okay, nice. Now we're going to be going into some high knees, so really drive those knees up if you can, or if it's more comfortable, one at a time. Good. Keep moving, really warming up those legs now. Okay, next up we're going to be going into some butt kicks. So again, nice and quick, kicking those heels up, or if you prefer, you can just step it up one at a time. It's just still starting to get that heart rate up now. Okay, we're going to go to one end of the mat. What we're going to do now is walk our hands down our legs, out onto the mat, into a nice plank position, and then we're going to walk back up. So bend your knees if you need to. So at the bottom here, really starting to engage your core muscles, start to feel them working, and back up to standing, squeeze at the top. Keep breathing. Okay, one more of these then. Standing up, we're going to walk back out into a plank. Now what we're going to do is step 1 foot forward, next to our hands if we can, and stretch all the way through here and back, swap over. So you feel a nice stretch here feel it for a few seconds, then swap back. Okay, one more. Nice. Okay, now we're going to go into tabletop position. So that's going to be wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Nice flat back. Start to engage your core here. One hand is going to go behind the head. And we're going to open out here. So the elbow is going to go up. Then we're going to touch that elbow to the opposite wrist. So what we're doing here is we're opening out the chest. Starting to get a nice rotation through our spine, nice and warm. Okay, swap hands. So other hand behind your head, we're going to open out, and then we're going to go to the opposite wrist. So a nice twist going on here. Let's go for one more. Okay, now what I want you to do is lie on your mat face down, with your arms reached out in front of you, okay? I want you to squeeze your bum a bit to keep your core nice and engaged. What we're going to do, we're going to have our forehead on the mat and we're going to swim our arms round to the back, okay? And then back round to the front. So start to feel your shoulders working here. Nice wide circle. Touch your lower back and then back to the front. Good. Let's go for one more of these. Keep them nice and low to the ground. Okay, one more back to the front. Good. Jumping up. And we're just going to do a little bit of glute activation now. So we're going to wake up the muscles in our bum. What I want you to do is lie back on the mat. Heels fairly close to your bottom. Okay, nice and flat with our back. What we're going to be doing is peeling our spine off the mat. Squeeze your glute muscles and push those hips up and away from you. Okay, and back down. Go again. Really feel the weight in your heels here. Good. Let's go for 3 more of these. So pushing it up, squeeze at the top, and back down. 2. 1 more. Nice big squeeze. And release. Okay, good. So if you need any further warm up, just pause the video and carry on. But I'm going to carry on and explain the exercises today. So what we're going to be doing is a circuit of 6 exercises, 40 seconds on each, 15 seconds rest in between, okay? And we're going to be doing 3 total rounds of that today. So the first exercise is called a dead bug. So it's a really good core exercise. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be on our back, hands above shoulders, knees above hips. So it's like the opposite of tabletop. What we're going to be doing if you're a beginner is holding the position, keeping that lower back nice and flat. If you're a little bit more advanced, we can tap the toes, keep your knees bent. And then the full movement is going to be opposite arm to leg, extending away. The main thing is keeping your lower back nice and glued to the mat. Okay, next exercise is going to be a squat walk. So you've all seen your body weight squat, okay? We're going to make that a little bit harder today. What we're going to do is we're going to come down into a nice low squat. We're going to walk for a bit and then walk back. Okay, so the aim here is to keep nice and low, keep those knees out over the toes, okay? If you need to have a break at any time, just come up to the top of the squat and then come back down. Okay, so that's the squat walk. Next up, we have a negative press up. So we're going to find a nice press up position in a high plank, hands under shoulders, squeeze your bum, squeeze your core muscles, so that tummy pulling into your spine. What we're going to do is we're going to lower down really nice and slowly into that arrow shape with your elbows, release and reset, okay? Nice and slow, all the way down. If you need to, we can go from your knees. But because we're only doing the negative point, you should be stronger in the full press up position. All right, so next up we've got a good morning. So that's our hip hinge movement today. What I want to see, we can have hands either on your hips or behind your head, and we want to break at the hips as if it's a hinge, okay? So pushing the hips back, keeping your back straight. Feel a bit of a stretch in the back of your legs here and in your glutes. What we're going to do is squeeze those bum muscles to pull you back up to standing. Pushing it back, a slight bend in the knee, pulling back up to standing, okay? 2 exercises left to go. First one's going to be a forward to a reverse lunge. So, starting on one leg, we're going to step forward into a lunge. The same leg, we're going to reverse into a lunge. Same again, forward, middle, back. Then we're going to swap legs halfway through. If you struggle with going forward to back, all I want you to do is find a nice split lunge position, lower and lift. Just like that. I'll tell you when to swap sides. And finally, our last exercise in the circuit is going to be a side plank. So, 3 options here. Bottom knee on the floor, top knee extended here, or we can have top leg in front, one behind, both extended, or we can have one foot on top of the other for the plank, okay? If it's more comfortable for you to go onto your elbow, that is cool too. I'll tell you when we're going to swap sides. So we have about 10 seconds before we're going to start our first exercise. So getting ready on your mat for the dead bugs. 3, 2, and 1. So that back is nice and glued to the mat. So the first one is just going to be holding the position, pulling those abs into your spine. Next up, if you can, we're going to tap the toes, keep the knees bent. Breathe in, breathe out. If you're more advanced, we can go for a full extension and bringing it back in. Really feel that core work in and keeping that nice strong column, so the lower back is going to be nice and flat on the mat. So constantly pulling those muscles in. Oh, lost my coordination there. Keep going. Okay, rest for 15 seconds. Then we're going to go into our squat. So remember, trying to keep a low squat here. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get low. So we're going to walk, 2, 3, 4, and then back. If you've got more space, feel free to walk wherever you want. But the aim here is to keep it low. So I'll show you from the side. With your squat, your hips are going to go back, your chest is going to be up nice and proud. Keep that core nice and tight as well to help our spine stay in alignment. Whew. So you'll feel this on the top of your legs. Try and keep it low if you can. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, coming up. So the next up is our negative press ups, so the really nice slow lower. Okay. Whew. 5 seconds. Let's get ready on the mat. Hands under shoulders. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze those abdominal muscles. We're going to lower. 1, 2, 3, and release. Come back up. Reset. 1, 2, 3. I want you to try and send the elbows back so we're like an arrow shape here. 1, 2, 3. If you can make the lowering phase last longer, then go for it. If you're struggling with that one, you can come onto your knees, but make sure there's a nice straight line all the way up to your neck. Release and reset. Okay, rest there. Next up is a good morning, so it's our hip hinge. So find the position, either hands on hips or hands behind head here. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. So we're sending the hips back, slight bend in the knees. Our back is straight and we're using those really strong bottom muscles to get us back up. Again, the neck's going to stay in line. So my eye line is down here. Hinge forward, keep the back straight for the stretch and pull back up. 15 seconds to go. Keep breathing. Breathe out on the way up. 10 seconds. So remember, if your hands are here, that's fine. Keep those shoulders lengthened away from your ears. Okay, rest there. 2 more exercises to go in the first round, and then we've got a nice long minute rest. So next is our lunge variation. So pick one leg to start on. 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to lunge forward, nice and slow, bring it back, and then send your foot behind. Try and drop that knee down. Tap it there. Same foot, forward and behind. Tap, forward, tap. Okay, we're going to swap sides now. So the other leg's going to go forward. Try and drop that knee down. Centre, back, centre. I'll show you from the front so we can go. Try and keep your body upright. Oh, I haven't got enough room here. Reverse and forward. 3, 2, 1 more reverse. Good. I'll turn my music up a little bit because I can't really hear me. Alright, so next up, side plank. Pick one side and we'll swap halfway through. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to go onto my elbow here, but if you're more comfortable on your hand, that's fine. So we've got 3 options, remember? One foot on top of the other, feet wide, like this, crossed over, or we've got bottom knee, top knee extended, okay? Whichever one it suits your ability is fine. Swap sides. So, keeping the hips up, a nice straight line, like a T shape. Keep breathing. Remember, after this, we've got a nice long rest. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, so we've got a bit of a longer rest now. Then we're going to do those 6 exercises 2 more times. So grab a drink, have a quick rest. Just to remind you, the link to donate is going to be in the description or somewhere around the video. And by taking part in this workout, you really are doing your bit to support Women's Aid and their Supporting Survivors campaign, and also the work of Respect, which works with male victims of domestic abuse. So thank you, thank you. So grab a sip of water, click the link and donate. All right, we've got about 30 seconds to go. So I'm just gonna grab a quick drink and check that you're still filming. All good. All right, so remember the first exercise was dead bugs, so lying on the mat. Okay, we have 10 seconds, so getting ready on your mat, lying back, 3, 2, and 1. Let's have those hands above the shoulders, 90 degrees at the knees. So we're holding, we're tapping with bent knees, keeping that tummy button sucked in, or we're doing opposite arm to leg, fully extending behind you and in front of you. Breathe out on the way down, breathe in, split up. Really nice core exercise, this one. The slower the better. Keep it controlled, keep that lower back nice and flat on the mat. Okay, rest there. Next up, our squat walks. So if you don't want to do the squat walks and you struggle to stay low, we can just go for bodyweight squats, nice and slow. All right, so 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Nice and low. We're going to walk, keep it low. Keep those knees going outwards. I'll show you from the side as well. So hips are back as if you're going to sit down on a chair. The chest is going to be nice and proud. We don't want it hunching over here. Nice flat back. Okay, you're doing really well. 10 seconds to go on this one. 3, 2, and 1. Rest 15. Next up is our slow push-up negatives. So if you're really advanced, feel free to come down to the bottom of the press up really slow, then push all the way up, but I can't do that. Okay, so nice strong plank, core braced, glutes tight. Let's go. As slow as you can. Keep it all nice and tight through that nice straight line. A nice rigid spine, we're halfway. Keep breathing. Release at the bottom. So if you're on your knees, straight line all the way from your knees to your neck. Again, we're still squeezing your glutes. We're still squeezing that core. Reset. And lower. Okay, rest there. Next up, we have good morning. So our hip hinge. 3, 2, and 1. So the hips are our point of movement here. We're going to send them back. Keep your back nice and straight. Your upper body is just going to hinge over. Core tight to help keep your spine in alignment. So I don't want it to round the upper back at the bottom. So keep those shoulders nice and retracted. Pull up with those glute muscles. They're stronger than you think. That is the main driver of your hips. That's what's going to pull you back up. 3, 2, and 1. Rest there. So next up is our lunge. So we're going forward, center, and back. Center, or if you prefer, we can just do split squats. So I'll show you those. 3, 2, 1. So if you struggle with going forward to back, we're just going to have one wide position, drop the back knee down, pushing back up through that front heel. Stick into that. Okay. So whichever works for you. All right, we're going to swap sides. So other legs are going to go back, nice and wide, chest proud again. Drop it down, push it up. If you can't get your back knee right to the mat, that's okay. Just go as far as you can, even if you're here, that's cool. So using that front foot to drive you up through the heel. Good. Okay, side plank. So pick a side to start on. Whew. Okay, 5 seconds. I'll show you on my hand now. 3, 2, and 1. Remember 3 variations. So the knee, top leg extended, or front leg forward, bottom leg back, crossed over, or one foot on top of the other. So that's going to take a little bit more balance. Main thing is this nice straight T position. Halfway, let's swap. So keep the hips nice and high, so you should feel a contraction here in your side, in your obliques. Trying to really breathe nice and deep into that core, so really fill it from the bottom here. 3, 2, 1. All right, we've got a nice long rest again now, so grab a drink. All right, maybe click that link and donate while you've got a little bit of time. Really good to support the work these charities are doing to fight domestic abuse, spread awareness. They're doing awesome work providing training for key workers about people's experiences, so they're better equipped to support any victims or survivors. Yeah, and there's helplines that they're providing as well, which is amazing. So anything you can donate is doing an amazing thing to help and support those people that are affected by domestic abuse. Okay, let's get your breath under control. We've got 30 seconds before we go for our final round. Grab that drink. Get your breath under control, so we're breathing in through the nose, out through your mouth. Right, 15. Remember, I want you to push yourself, but if you really need to stop, do stop. All right, ready for those dead bugs? 3, 2, and 1. Lying back on the mat. Suck in that back so it doesn't move from contact. Extending and using those core muscles to pull you back up. Nice and slow. The whole time what is pulling that in so that lower back doesn't arch away like this. So we shouldn't be able to fit a hand in there. So if you need to go to the toe taps instead to help you keep the lower back safe, that's fine, or even just the hold and practice pulling in here. Okay, still breathing. Okay, rest. That is our last set of dead bugs done. We are on to our squat walks. So I'm going to go to one end of my mat. Make sure it's nice and straight. 3, 2, and 1. So, nice low squat. Walk, walk, just as far as you want really, and then go back. If you're in a big living room or a big garden, feel free to just have a wander around. But the aim here, keep it low, keep your hips back. And try and keep your weight in your heels as well. That's going to help you feel a bit more activation through your glute muscles here. 15 seconds to go. Remember sending those knees out over the feet, not letting them cave in towards each other like this, keeping them nice and outwards, yeah? 3, 2, and 1. All right, rest there. That is a burner for the legs, that one. Next up, our negative press-ups. Feeling strong, guys. We're nearly at the end. 3, 2, and 1. So, really nice slow lower. Keep those shoulders lengthened away from your ears. Okay, this is the last round now. Let's see how long it can take to lower down, as slow as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that was a long one. See how long you can go for on the lower end phase. Glutes tight, core braced. Keep going. You're strong, you can do this. 3, 2, and 1. Nice one. So last set of press ups done. Next up, a good morning, so a hip hinge. Bit of a slower one. All right, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to go for hands on the hips this time. Feet just wider than hip width. Send the hips back. Slight bend in the knee. Use your glute muscles to pull you back up. So I'll show you from the side again. Shoulders lengthened away. Pull it up there. Remember your eye line is staying down, so the neck is nice and it's nice in a nice straight line down your spine. I got my words out in the end. Good. Hinge. Pull it up with those glutes. Nearly there. Keep it strong. Good. Okay. 2 exercises to go in our final circuit. So we have the forward to back lunges, or if you prefer, we can just go with the split lunge. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to start off with one foot, lunge forward, come to centre, keep your back straight and core engaged. Go behind, tap, forward, tap, back, tap. Let's go for one more, and then we're going to swap legs. So forward, tap. If you're on the split lunges, swap sides. Remember, we're staying in that nice wide position and just dropping it down. Up to you. If that knee doesn't reach the mat, that's okay. Go as far as is comfortable for you. Rest. All right, all we have left is our side plank on 2 sides. So set up on one side, either on your hand or on your elbow, whichever is more comfortable for you. 3, 2, and 1. So if you're a beginner, get that bottom knee down if you need to, or spread the feet apart to help you balance. We want the hips staying up. We're in a nice straight line, making a T shape here. We don't want the hips rocking forward or backwards, stacked on top of each other. Swap sides. Okay, our last little push. Keep it strong. 10 seconds. Keep breathing, those hips stacked. T shape. 3, 2, 1. Nice, okay. So that is the main workout complete. We are going to have a little stretch at the end. Let me just get my list ready. Just start off by saying thank you so much for joining the workout. You really are supporting all those people that are affected by domestic abuse, and helping out these two charities is amazing, so thank you. The link is going to be in the description or somewhere for you to click and donate, so anything you can, please do. Right, let's have a stretch. So to start with, we're going to stretch out our hip flexors, which are muscles that go from our thigh all the way across our hips, okay? So for this, it's going to be similar to what we were doing in the warm-up. We're going to take a nice high plank, step 1 foot forward, and drop the back knee down this time. Okay, so what we want to see is the knee not going over the toes, but we are going to push forward slightly. So if your right foot's forward, you're going to feel a stretch across your left hip and the front of your left leg. And we're going to keep our weight forward a bit. Keeping that breath nice and controlled, in through the nose, out through your mouth. Okay, hands back down. Place the knees together, and the other foot is going to come forward. And again, we're going to be pushing forward slightly, just so you feel a stretch through here. We don't want the knee to go over the toe. Keep it nice and level over the ankle. And our weight is pitched forward slightly. In through your nose. When you breathe out, just sink into the stretch a little bit more. Nice, okay, so now we're going to go knees together again. And we're going to lower down onto our front. Now we're going to have hands under shoulders and very slowly and gently just pushing up here. Just until you can feel a stretch through your abdominals. If you need to put your forearms down, that's fine. All I want to know is that you're stretching through here. The hips are staying on the mat. Keep breathing through that. Okay, we're going to place our hands back on the mat and push back into our child's pose. So our bum is going to rest back on your heels. What I want you to do here is really start to reach those hands forward. I want you to place your right hand on top of your left and feel that stretch through your back here and through your side. Again, we're still breathing. Swap hands, so left is going to go on top of right now. Cool. Okay, next up, we're going to lie back. Actually, I'm going to go this way so the sun's not in my eyes. So lying back, we're going to hug the knees into the chest for a second. And then what we're going to do, we're going to have one knee up like this, the other knee is going to cross over, so the ankle is going to go on top of that knee. And what we're going to do, the leg that's out in front of us, we're just going to pull it back slightly if we can. You should feel a stretch through your glute muscles here and through your hip. There should be a mild stretch here, nothing painful. Alright, swap over. So now this leg's going to be out in front, my right leg's going to be crossed over at the ankle, and then we're just going to gently pull it back. Just feel a stretch in that glute muscle on the right hand side. Good, okay, next up, we're going to sit on the mat and place our feet together. And here, we're going to feel a stretch in your inner thighs, okay? If you can, hinge forward slightly. If not, just stay upright. Just go as low as you can so you feel a stretch. So if your knees can't come right to the bottom, that's okay. Good, breathing into it. When you breathe out, really think about relaxing into the stretch. Next up, feet are going to come in front of you, hands behind, fingers going behind you. And we're going to push our chest outwards. So feel the stretch through your chest, so across here and in the front of your shoulders as well. The closer your hands together at the back, so you can cross them over, the more stretch you're going to get. Okay, couple more to go. So we're going to go for a hamstring stretch now. So we're going to support support with one leg, sorry, the other leg's going to come out in front straight. Bend that supporting leg and pull up the toes of that straight leg. So you feel a stretch in the back of that straight leg, so that's going to be stretching your hamstring. And hinge over if you can, just as far as you can until it feels a bit of a stretch, so nothing too painful. Well, it shouldn't be painful at all actually, just a mild stretch. Okay, we're going to swap over, so bend the other leg now. The other leg is going to extend in front, peeling those toes up off the mat. I don't know why, but this stretch always reminds me of like PE. I did it a lot at school, so I'm sure everyone's done this one before. Cool. Now all we're going to do is shake the legs out. We're going to come down into a nice ball at the bottom, and then we're going to roll up through the spine nice and slowly. So keep your knees soft. Think about each vertebra peeling up, ending with the neck. We're going to bring the shoulders up and back and down. Have a little shake and give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining me today. You did an awesome job, and donate if you can.